Welcome to In-Depth Outdoors, bringing you fishing's hottest bites with James Holtz and the IDO Fishing Team.
All right.
Yeah!
Oh, that's big fish. That is a trophy right there.
Oh, yeah! Check it out! That's a heavy fish.
In-Depth Outdoors, brought to you by Lake Master, leading in accuracy, following with success. Duckman Nets, the net of a lifetime. Fish and Tackle, jigs and soft plastics for the serious walleye angler. And Drift Control, the pro angler's choice.
On today's episode of In-Depth Outdoors, I'm fishing with my real good buddy, Dustin Stewart, and we're on North America's biggest river system. We're here on the mighty Mississippi, and we're fishing Wingdams, targeting mid-August walleyes. And what
I got a fish, James.
you know,
It's a nice way to start the show, too. This is a good fish.
You sure know how to step on me a little bit, but I will gladly net your fish.
This is a good one. It's a good way to start the day.
You're kidding me. Well, your timing was good. We hardly got our foot in the door. Oh, is that a nice fish? Yes!
Take that one. Oh, yeah.
That is a heck of a start.
Nice Mississippi River walleye to kick off our time on the water together here.
That is definitely the way to start the show. We're here on the Mississippi River. It's Dustin and I. We're chasing mid-August walleyes. And we're going to show you some techniques today on how to eliminate a lot of water fast. There's very few wingdams in a river system with this little flow where you're going to find walleyes like this. We're going to show you how to do it. And for those that aren't familiar, a wingdam is a man-made structure that are placed in rivers to divert the flow of water. Here on the Mississippi River, the river is used by the commercial barge industry to transport any number of goods. And the Corps of Engineers installs these wingdams along the shoreline, and it diverts the current out into the main channel, and it keeps the main channel deep. And that allows the barges to run north and south with everything they carry. But that doesn't really concern us fishermen as much as these wingdams make incredible walleye habitat. And what they are is a perpendicular almost wall of rock that runs off the shorelines. And the Corps of Engineers puts them in, well, all over the place. Literally on this stretch of the river, in 20 miles, there's hundreds of them. And that might sound great, like there'd be walleyes on every wingdam that the Corps puts in, but the truth of the matter is, at any one given water level, there's only a handful of wingdams that are actually used by the walleyes. And we're gonna give you a couple ideas on how to narrow down that search. Oh, Stuart. Yep, I got a good one here. That was the kind of hit a guy just dreams about there. This is one of those fish that came right off the tip of the wingdam.
You're still throwing that dragon jig?
I'm still throwing that dragon jig. We've caught more fish on black, but that blue is probably my favorite river color.
That's hard to beat. This time of year, it's hard to beat a
There's a
blue or
big head
black.
shake. All right, go get her. All right.
Nice one.
All right.
Nice
Heck
one.
yeah. That is a decent fish right there. We've been just focusing all of our attention on this dam right on the tip, right where that tip comes out, meets the channel edge, and the current sweeps around. It's about the size of a kitchen table, the area where these fish are holding. And because there's so much food in the water, we really have to take our time. Put those baits in front of their nose and just let them dance. That is a nice fish.
That's a nice walleye. Nice fish.
Back she goes. Hit him.
That's a good one, too. The fish just come up and grabbed on. I actually thought I was on a rock. I actually thought I had a rock for a second.
It's a nice fish.
Yeah, it's a nice fish. It's that time of day where them fish they're right now they're not very aggressive. This fish I actually thought my jig was hung up on a rock. It was going along, and it just stopped. And I lifted up, and James actually said, "I think you got a fish." And I'm like, "Well, I think it might be a rock." And I pulled back, and it pulled back, and it was a nice walleye. So You know, I guess hook sets are free, right?
That's right. We'll make more. Use all you want.
That's
we'll
right.
Make more.
We're gonna put her back in the water.
Well, it's a great point. There's a reason we're fishing jigs right now. I mean, the fish should hit crankbaits when they're aggressive. We could be fishing rigs. But the nice thing about fishing jigs, we've already talked about how we have these fish so confined in very small areas on these wing dams. And these jigs allow excellent control within that small strike zone area. There's a good fish.
Got him?
Yep, got him. That's a walleye. Way inside. We've got that timber on the inside. By being able to throw right off that log, that big tree that's fallen in there, able to pull out these walleyes. It's really a pretty neat deal. He's staying down pretty good. He's not a Mississippi River monster by any means, but got some weight to him. Yeah, buddy. Come on back. Stretch out that back, man. Go get him. There you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
There we go. Appreciate it. All right. Blue dragon jig, half a crawler, throwing it right up there in the thick of it. There really isn't any other way to go up in there after those fish without using a weedless product like that, a weedless jig. And these fish hang real tight to the cover. The way we found that, the way these walleyes are holding, we threw a crankbait up in there. Of course, the tree got to keep the crankbait. But once we knew what we were dealing with, we were able to get up in there with the dragon jigs. And I think we got a little bit of something going on here, Stuart. All right. Very scrappy.
Hello, I'm Dave Marquardt, and I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. At Skeeter Boat Center, we have one of the largest selections of Skeeter fishing boats in the upper Midwest, and you can take a test drive in almost any Skeeter model we have. Plus, we have Yamaha 5-star service. Our staff offers the personalized service you deserve. Check us out online at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
Oh, this is a good one here. Yeah, this is a nice one.
Oh!
This one popped it pretty good. The rest of them fish have been coming up and just kind of grabbing on once in a while. I'm guessing this is a nice one here.
Mid to upper 20s, I would imagine.
Yeah, nice walleye.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Nice walleye.
Log on to idofishing.com. That's idofishing.com, and you'll be on your way to catching more and bigger fish. And you'll find fishing reports from all your favorite bodies of water, with monster fish photos, a friendly, helpful forum, and streaming video of every In-Depth Outdoors episode available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Come on, buddy. Come on, baby. This is why we use those long-handled nets, because in the current, these fish come out way away from the boat. Come on, buddy. I'm coming back to you, bud. Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Another real solid wingdam fish. We got that one on that blue dragon jig again. Half a crawler. Hooked right where you want to see it. They fight like crazy in this warm weather, this warm water. Every one of these fish that we've caught today has come right on top of the wingdam in the real heavy rock. That's where that dragon jig is working so well. We're able to pull that jig just right through that rock and back towards the boat real slow. There she goes. All right. Well, here's the two basic patterns we're fishing today. Dustin's fishing a black precision head, and I've been sticking to the dragon jigs. Like I said earlier in the show, we're fishing a little bit different areas on these dams, and that nice fish that I just released came on this baby blue dragon jig. It's one of my favorite river colors. And what it allows me to do is to target the tip of that wingdam where it's just so snaggy, and then fish that jig real slow. I can just pick it up and drag it through each rock, set it back down, and that half a crawler hanging off the back of that jig was real tempting to that last nice fish.
Where James was able to take that jig, throw it over the wingdam and drag it up over the top on that tip on that outside current edge, I'm able to throw up in there and kind of drift this jig up into the wing dam, and then fish that are sitting up on top out in front, those are the fish that I'm targeting. He's targeting the fish that are right up on top of that wing dam, right on the tip.
By using this two-step approach, by fishing these two different weight jigs, these two different jig styles that allow us to really cover this wing dam completely, there isn't really any area on this wing dam where these fish are left untouched.
Better than fishing a jig on a wing dam. When they hit these jigs, when they're up on top like that, they're aggressive. They pop them good. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we'll take those all day long.
Jig and crawler?
Jig and crawler.
When we're fishing these wing dams, we're doing so almost exclusively from an anchored position. And the reason we choose to do that is these fish get so concentrated in these low flow conditions that there's a very small area on these wing dams that will hold the fish. They get very confined. And for that reason, when we find where those fish are, we want to be able to put the back end of this boat right on top of those fish. So a good anchor is really our #1 tool when it comes to boat positioning. If you're going to use an anchor, this is a water spike. It's the best river anchor in my opinion. If you choose to go with a Navy style anchor, 28 pounds at a minimum. This water spike weighs 12 or I think it's 15 pounds, so it's a lot lighter and it holds real well. But a good anchor, don't hit the water without one.
As you can see, James threw out the anchor, but we're going to go a step farther because we're fishing this wing dam. It doesn't have a lot of flow on it this time of year with the low water, so what we do is we throw a drift sock out the back of the boat. What that allows us to do is keep the back of this boat right where we want it to be.
One of the tougher situations you'll run into wing dam fishing when the water flow gets low like this is an upstream wind. And we've got an anchor off the bow, but what happens when that wind comes from the upstream, it pushes the boat up and away from the dam. So what we're doing is we're using a drift control drift sock, one of the large ones, to keep us real tight against that anchor rope. So even though the wind's blowing upstream, we've got enough pull with the current that fills that bag to keep us right in the position we want. How you sitting?
Looks good. Open her up. Good to go.
Good fish.
You got one?
Yes, I do, sir. Heck yeah.
Net?
Yes, please.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yes! There we go. Brand new wing dam, just moved in here. Instead of fishing a mono rod, what I did is I opted to go with a Fireline rod. We picked up some wind here, and I didn't want to go to a heavier jig. So I went with a 7.5 foot rod here that's been spooled with some light Fireline. It allowed me to fish that 1/8 ounce dragon jig, just like I'd been doing before the wind kicked up. But that is a nice Mississippi River walleye right there. Get her back.
Hello, I'm Dave Marquardt, and I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. At Skeeter Boat Center, we have one of the largest selections of Skeeter fishing boats in the upper Midwest, and you can take a test drive in almost any Skeeter model we have. Plus, we have Yamaha 5-star service. Our staff offers the personalized service you deserve. Check us out online at skeeterboatcenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
Oh, there's another one. 2 casts in a row right there. Those fish are right up on top of this wing dam right now, where basically throughout the day we've been kind of putting the pattern together.
All right.
Noticing that even with a little bit of the dams with a little bit of flow on them fish are still up in that 2 to 3 foot of water right on the top of those wing dams.
The Army Corps of Engineers has installed hundreds of these wing dams. In fact, in some areas you can count 100 wing dams in a 15 or 20 mile stretch. So one of the real challenges for a wing dam fisherman is to weed out the unproductive water and quickly get on the productive wing dams. By having a map of the area you're fishing, you'll be able to get an overall idea of how the river lays out, but also quickly look for key areas. And what you're looking for is dependent quite a bit on the overall water level at that time of year. Right now, because the river is so low, what we're finding is nearly every dam that holds fish is a dam that is in the outside bend of a river and either first or second in a series of wing dams.
Fish. Seems like a pretty good fish.
That was jig and leech, right?
That was a jig and crawler. This fish was actually right up on top of that wingdam. He actually just kind of grabbed onto it, and I let him hold it for a little bit, and then I set the hook on him. It's a pretty good walleye.
We saw the swirl. I didn't see the fish yet. Oh yeah. Reach out and get him. Nice thing about that extendable net, we go out and get him instead of waiting for him to wallow around on the surface.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, this fish was right up on top of that wingdam. The wingdam we're fishing right now is, there's really no flow on it. I mean, it's right down to, we're fishing right out on the tip. There's hardly any flow, and this fish was just sitting right up on top of the wingdam, and come up and grabbed onto that night crawler and let him have it for a little bit. And as you can see, he was just barely hooked right in the lip, but it's a nice fish. Let it go.
What I have here is an example of the two main jig types we use when we fish these wingdams. The jig at the bottom is a bee fish and tackle precision head. The one at the top is a bee fish and tackle dragon jig. Obviously the jig at the top is much more snag resistant, and it is the jig of choice if we're in a really snaggy area. And by that I mean if a tree branch or a big stump is washed in on a wingdam that makes it a real extra tough area to get a regular jig through, we'll use that weedless jig. And then at the bottom, that precision head, which you'll notice between the two, both of them have a pretty good size hook on them. And for Dustin and I, one of the real important factors and why we choose these two products is because we fish a lot of night crawlers on these wingdams. And both of these jigs have a really cool night crawler holder. They're actually designed to hold plastics, but they also hold night crawlers wonderfully well. And you can see those right behind the head of the jig. What you do is you slide that night crawler up on the shank of the hook like you would a ringworm or a small plastic, touch his nose to the back of the jig, and what you have is a real positive hold. Those crawlers aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. Here we go, another one. Well, that's a black jig and leech this time.
You're not supposed to bite leeches.
Yeah, the leeches haven't been too good for us here lately. It's been all crawlers, but a little bit of a lull there. So we'll take it.
Fighting nice. Ah, nice walleye, buddy, nice walleye.
Yeah.
Well,
black jig and leech. The leeches, I think this is the first bite I've had on a leech since we started today. I haven't given him a lot of extra.
Woo, that one engulfed it.
Haven't given him a lot of time. But as you can see right here, there's a night crawler in this fish's mouth. That last cast I had,
really? He got the crawler in there?
And I just switched over to a leech. Seriously.
Oh, you're a twice offender there, buddy.
Right there. Nope, there's fish. It's a nice walleye. I just switched up to that leech. Oh, there it is. I can swing her in. Got her?
I'm your buddy. There you go.
Another Mississippi River walleye.
We have caught the heck out of the fish today. You know, when you think about dog days of summer, I mean, it's August, it's middle of August. This is not prime time to be fishing the Mississippi River. This is about as slow as it gets. And really, by just sticking with just a couple of key ideas, focusing in on the areas where there's current on these wingdams, we've been able to turn a tough time of year into an absolutely stellar day. What do you think, 25, 30 fish today?
Oh yeah, easy. Not a lot of big Mississippi River pigs, but quality fish by any means.
Well, we haven't hardly caught anything under 17, 18 inches.
No, just great fish. I mean, this time of year when the water's low, the wingdams give those fish an opportunity, give you a target area to focus on. Versus just roaming around the river and three-way rigging or trolling crankbaits. This is an area where you're within every cast you're focusing on an area that's going to hold active fish.
Well, if this is tough fishing, I'll take it any day.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna let this one go.
Log on to idofishing.com. That's idofishing.com, and you'll be on your way to catching more and bigger fish. And you'll find fishing reports from all your favorite bodies of water, with monster fish photos, a friendly, helpful forum, and streaming video of every In-Depth Outdoors episode available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hello, I'm Dave Marquardt, and I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. At Skeeter Boat Center, we have one of the largest selections of Skeeter fishing boats in the upper Midwest. And you can take a test drive in almost any Skeeter model we have. Plus, we have Yamaha 5-star service. Our staff offers the personalized service you deserve. Check us out online at skeeterboatcenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
Did you get the right one?
Yeah, that's a nice one there.
Awesome.
You can see the buoy is right behind the boat. We just repositioned the boat a little bit back towards the tip of the wing dam and just kind of swinging jigs right down into the base of this wing dam, and I think that's where the fish are with the warm water and a little bit more current flow.
Nice walleye there.
There we go.
All right.
The
Mississippi River
biggest
special.
obstacle we're dealing with right now is there's a little bit of wind and there's not a lot of flow this time of year. And the hardest part about this is getting the boat right where you need it. Once you get a system down and keep the boat where you want it, you can get the jigs right in the right spot where that little current edge hits the wing dam. That's about where you want to be. Nice walleye. Let her go to see another day. Fish.
Is it the right kind?
Yep. That's a nice fish.
Nice.
Another nice wingdam walleye. This fish was right up on top of that wingdam where we got the last couple.
Very nice, sir.
Another nice Mississippi River walleye. Good old jig and crawler. You know, James is fishing the dragon jig. I'm kind of fishing a little bit different program. I'm kind of casting off to the front of the wing dams and letting a jig slide up into it on a lighter jig. James is actually throwing right up on top of the wing dam with that dragon jig and dragging it down the front face and catching fish on both. He seems to be getting a few more fish, I think, today. But it's good to keep your options open and do a couple of different things. Got him?
Yep, I do.
That's a nice
Yes,
one.
it
there.
is. Well, that fish might have given me 2 chances.
You need the net, James?
Yes, please. I would definitely bet walleye. I would bet nice walleye. Oh yeah.
What?
Come on back and say hi. Heck yeah.
There we go.
Well, you know, Dustin, I think with the storm looming on the horizon, and I'm not sure if the camera mic can pick it up, but we're starting to hear rumblings off in the distance. We fished this day done.
Yep, we had a fantastic day.
Well, we've got a storm coming on the horizon, and Dustin and I basically fished ourselves right through a wonderful August day. And really what we hope to accomplish today was to give people a couple of key concepts on how to quickly locate the right series of dams to be fishing based on water flow, and then once you've found that series of dams, eliminate the dams in that series that aren't going to be holding fish. The Mississippi River runs for over 1,500 miles, and I'm telling you what, from the Twin Cities of Minnesota down to the southern border in Iowa, there really isn't very many fisheries in this country that can compete with the quality that the Mississippi River will kick out. Give these wing dams a try sometime. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. And Dustin, buddy, thank you.
Great
Just
fishing with you.
Fantastic day.
Great day.
All right. Billy, you can do it. All right.